So the intent of this tab really is we get a lot of deals that are submitted to us, and it's hard to jump into underwriting. And oftentimes the underwriting is incomplete. So this is intended to evaluate the underwriting for completeness. And then it has a lot of anecdotal questions to think through before submitting a deal, or just as a good practice to check all the boxes so you know if the deal makes sense. Um, very few inputs on this tab as far as data is concerned. Just additional information around the property, what MSA it is, when is the call for offer date, what is the property type, asset class, and then this is the completion checklist. So what this is doing is it's looking at your underwriting and it's making sure that you have your in-place income done, your year one income, your year one expenses are filled out. It's looking at a lot of the questions below to see what questions have been answered for completeness. And then it has a couple high-level KPIs, right? Just to kind of compare in place versus year one. This gives a pretty good sense for the business plan, like what's happening, where are we at when we take over the property, where do we expect to be at the end of year one. And then this is strictly a summary. There are no inputs here in the rent interior renovation summary. It's summarizing from the underwriting model. It's summarizing by bedroom. And then there's a simple rent comp analysis. So what happens here is this will dynamically adjust depending on how many bedrooms there are up here, the unit types of bedrooms. So this would be my one bedroom rent comp. I would look up 3 apartments, provide this information, very simple, and it's going to compare it against the apartment that was underwritten. And there are some graphs down here that are hidden. So the one bedroom rent comps, it's showing me the rent comps versus our one bedroom and where we uh, line up to the average. And if there aren't any rent comps, it's just going to be blank here. So a simple rent comp analysis just to make sure we're dialing in the rents. And then the bigger section, biggest part of this are the questions. So there are a lot of deal summary questions. I'm not going to walk through all of these, but just questions to get you thinking through what questions to ask the broker. Have you put together a business plan? Have you thought about the roofs, hot water heaters, parking, etc.? Um, expense ratio information. How do you determine your taxes? And then have you gotten a financing quote? Have you gotten a property management quote and insurance? And then really high level demographic data that we tend to look at. So it's just one additional step to think through the underwriting and make sure it's complete.